Hello, welcome back to the channel, and we are doing Matt Griner's A Study in Harmony cube. Apparently this what got the highest accolades at CubeCon or something of that nature. And I think it's a more synergy based cube. I'm going in pretty blind. We're just going to go ahead and take a look and see what we got. We got I see artifacts, I see life gain payoffs, Anduril's pretty cool cards, maybe tokens. Good old duress, can't go wrong. Murmuration, and we have fetches and stuff like that. Murmuration, 4 and a white. Birds you control get +1/+1 and have vigilance. Okay. At the beginning of your end step, for each spell you've cast this turn, create a 1/2 blue bird creature token with flying named Stormcrow. That's hilarious. So basically it encourages spell slinging, and then you get a bunch of 2/3s. I do like that. There's Hedron Crab for mill, Mischievous Mystic for drawing, Ordeal of Nylea. I'll probably just start with a fetch land and maybe just get my bearings. There doesn't seem anything here that's super powerful, but of course everything's going to try to work out in harmony. All right. Ooh, Saz's Chocobo could be good with fetch lands and maybe landfall synergies. I'm kind of interested in that. Preordain, of course, always going to be good card selection. Dryad of the Elysian Grove. Make all of your lands every single type. I'm sure there are ways to take advantage. What's this? Amphin Mutineer, 3 and a blue, 3/3. When it enters, exile up to 1 target non-salamander, and they make a 4/3. You can encore it. Ooh, Insidious Roots. So whenever one or more creature cards leave your graveyard, you make the plant, and then your tokens have tap, add 1 mana of any color. And there are some other pretty good removal spells here. I'm kind of interested in some kind of green landfall based strategies. So like the Saz Chocobo, I like the Insidious Roots, I like the Dryad. Not sure where I want to go. How much do I want to cook today? I'll just take the Saz Chocobo. That's what I'm feeling right now. Maybe some landfall stuff. Okay. Now what do we get? All right, we got Evolution Sage. So, whenever a land you control enters, proliferate. So that goes super well with the Saz's Chocobo. You can stack the triggers, so that way you just make this thing absolutely massive. Wait, what's Elenda's Hierophant? 2 and a white, 1/1 flying. Whenever you gain life, put a counter on it. When it dies, create X 1/1 white vampire creature tokens with lifelink. Rex is its power. All right, so life gain payoff. Owaka Traveling Merchant, 1 and a blue for a 1/2. Remove a counter from a non-land permanent you control. Draw a card. Remove a counter. Okay, so obviously that can work with +1/+1 counters, and I'm sure there are other kinds of counters. Oh, like sagas. Sure, like Summon Yohimbo here. All right, and then let's see. We have Devilish Valet, which is like Creature Fall. Cauldron Familiar for that. Tadiova, I really like that. I'm just going to take Overgrown Tomb, I think. I might be interested in going a couple different colors here. We'll see where that gets us. Scholar of New Horizons, 2 mana for a 1/1. Enters with a counter. Tap, remove a counter from a permanent you control. Search your library for a plains and reveal it. If an opponent controls more lands, you can put it on the battlefield tapped, or you put it in your hand. All right, that also seems good. There's Zabaz for more counter synergies. If a modular trigger ability would put 1 or more counters. So this is more like for artifacts. Unexpected Request is like a active treason variant. Boseiju, probably good interaction. Lethal Throwdown. Oh, you can sack modified creatures. That probably goes well. Maybe we just go all in on black-green. Take Underground Mortuary. We have pretty good fixing. And then we're going to just try to find the landfall synergies. Also, Moldervine Cloak, Reality Chip, those are cool cards too. Let's just go ahead and maybe go all in on black-green and see what happens. Whoa, Ozolith. I mean, if we're going to go all in on counters, Ozolith seems awesome. Of course, this is going to not double up your counters. It's just like that many counters +1 are put on it instead. And it also has a built-in way to put counters on things. So I do like that. There's Seal of My Primordium. You can just blow up artifacts or enchantments. Gourmand's Talent. During your turn, artifacts you control are foods, in addition to their other types. Level 2, 2 and a green. Whenever you gain life for the first time each turn, Create a 3/3 raccoon. Okay, good with the first thing, making a food, I guess. And then level 3, whenever you gain life for the first time each turn, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature. All right, well, that's helpful. But that's more of a kind of life gain synergy card. Summoner's Sending, I don't even know what this is. At the beginning of your end step, you may exile creature from, I don't even know. I guess we'll never find out. I'm sure it was good. Anyway, okay, now we have something like Valakut Exploration to help with landfall triggers. Of course, whenever a land you control enters, you exile the top. You can play that card for as long as it remains exiled. And then at the beginning of your end step, if there are cards exiled, they all go to their graveyard, and you can deal that much damage to the opponent. So this could be a win condition. Lash Right. 4 mana Living Weapon. Swamps. Okay, we're not going to be that heavy black, maybe. Composer of Spring. 2 mana for a 1/3. Whenever an enchantment you control enters, you can put a land from your hand on the battlefield tab and control 6 or more. Put a creature or land card. I'm just going to take Valakut Exploration. I think Jund Landfall sounds like a good time. So, Okibo Reckoner Raid, probably good for enchantments. Sarisa Champion, also good for enchantments. I like Golos. I think that could be pretty fun with what we have got going on. Willowgeist. This is more for the creatures leaving your graveyard kind of synergies, like the Insidious Roots that we already passed. Stensia Uprising. Oh, I remember this one from Crimson Vow Draft. It was pretty fun. You make a 1/1 every turn, and then if you have exactly 13 permanents, you could sack it and then deal 7 to anything. Not bad. I think I like taking Golos. I want to go pretty hard on getting multiple landfall triggers. All right, Nick Valentine, Private Eye, 3 mana 2/2, can't be blocked except by artifacts. Okay, so it's a bunch of artifact stuff. Carrion Feeder, good for sacrifice synergies. I love Elisil Core, one of my favorites from DMU. Stirring Wildwood, just a green-white manland. Probably just take Eumidian Terrabotanist. It's not super synergistic, but we can possibly gain a ton of life. We definitely need to... Oh, there's also Perennial Behemoth. You may play land cards from your graveyard. It's either that or the Botanist. I think I'll take the Botanist. Maybe there's better ways to play stuff from graveyard. Okay, maybe just Duress on the wheel. What else we have? We have the Murmuration. It's a fun card. Mischievous Mystic, probably not for us. Zeldinct. You can play additional land on each of your turns, and then at the beginning of your end step, return a... You know what? That probably goes with the strategy more than what we currently have. Ordeal of Nylea. Whenever enchanted creature attacks, put a counter on it. Then if it has 3 or more counters on it, sacrifice this aura. Whenever you sack this aura, search your library for up to 2 basic lands. That actually seems pretty good too, but I think we'll be all right. Let's take either Dryad. Dryad also lets me play additional lands. So maybe we go ahead and take that. Hopefully we can find other green-red fixing, because right now the black's not really panning out. Catcher of Tram could be good too, but I think we want stuff that lets us play multiple lands. Okay, Evolution Sage Wield. That seems like something we want to do. Boseiju came back. Lethal Breaking and Unexpected Request are okay. I think we're just going to take Boseiju. You can also take Lethal Throwdown. You can sacrifice a creature or a modified creature. So we're going to have, at least Saz's Chocobo is going to be modified. I'm just going to take Boseiju as interaction. Okay, we wield all the green cards. That seems good for me. Maybe just the Seal of Primordium. I don't think we're really gaining life that much, so I'm going to take the Seal. Wow, green's very open. I guess we take the side quest, Raise a Chocobo. We don't have too many enchantments. We have the Seal, and that's kind of it. Stensia Uprising, last pick. I like this card. Is it good? It's pretty good. We're getting a few enchantments, so maybe we can have some sort of enchantment landfall counters deck. Yeah, everyone's favorite. Ooh, Scapeshift. I mean, so Scapeshift is a good way to get a lot of landfall triggers. You can search your library for a bunch of lands. Surely with Dryad of the Elysian Grove, maybe we can find something like Valakut, the Molten Pinnacle. So that could be pretty good synergy. Fawnsbane Troll, make a monster roll. You can sacrifice an aura attached to this and have this fight. Not bad. We have the black fixing for it. Teval's Judgment. Whenever one more cards leave your graveyard, you can draw, create a treasure, or make a 2/2. Not bad. There's Witch's Oven to go with the cat that we passed. Grim Reaper Sprint. Spell costs 3 less to cast if a creature died. So it costs 2. Enchant creature when this aura enters. Untap each creature. Oh, okay. So you can get an additional combat. Interesting. I think I'm just going to take... You know what? I'm going to take Scape Shift. I think that's the most fun. I think we're going all in on the landfall synergies. We have quite a lot already. So I do like that. All right. Oh, there's Valakut. Okay. So I think this is going to be the strat. We're going to try to get a kill with Dryad, Valakut, and Scape Shift. The classic modern combo. And I don't think Amulet Titan really plays that anymore. But in any case, this is definitely a very cool synergy to go for. And of course, just we're not going to have that many mountains. So unfortunately, this card may not be super great if you don't have Dryad. But hopefully we'll have other ways to get this to work. Courser of Krufix would also be very good here. And what is this? When you lock this door, make Devils... And then if a source you control would deal non-combat damage to an opponent, deals that much damage plus 2. So that could maybe be a good wheel. It would be good with Valakut. Maybe there's other, like, landfall ping something, right? I'm going to take the Valakut. All right. Elvish Archivist. When artifacts you control enters, put counters when enchantments enter draw. All right, so it's like an enchantress thing with artifact synergies. We don't have artifacts. Master of Death for graveyard stuff would have been good with all the Insidious Roots things that we were passing. Altar of Dementia, not quite what we're doing. Summon Ixion, 3-mana 3/3. Okay, it's like a Banisher Priest, and then you put a counter on each of up to 2 target creatures, you gain 2. So it's a temporary, but seems pretty good. Slowgurk, whenever a land is put into your graveyard from anywhere, put a counter, remove 3 counters, return it to hand. Probably just a Raging Ravine as fixing. We have a lot of red cards, so I think this is fine. Ice Till Explorer seems excellent. This is absolutely a great way to get a ton of landfall triggers. What else do we have? What's this? There's so many cards I don't know. Katsumasa, the Animator, 4-mana 3/3 flyer, 2 in a blue. Until end of turn, a non-creature artifact you control becomes an artifact and gains flying. If it's not a vehicle, as base power and toughness 1/1. Okay, then we give your upkeep, put a counter on each of up to 3 target non-creature artifacts. All right. I do like that. That's pretty cool. Skittering Precursor. It's when you sacrifice non-token permanents. Yeah, I mean, Ice Till Explorer just seems like the absolute nuts here, so we're going to take that. Okay, we have Tough Cookie, Restless Cottage. I'm just going to mouse over that. Dread Presence is more so when you have Swamps. Demonic Embrace, probably more for the enchantment deck. Giant Inheritance, 5 mana. Enchant creature, gets +5/+5. And whenever this creature attacks, create a monster roll. Okay. And then when it's put into a graveyard from the battlefield, turn it to hand. So kind of like a big enchantment payoff. I think I'd rather just take a Restless Cottage. There is a Glyph Elemental which goes with the landfall stuff, but we don't seem to be in white currently. I'm just going to take the Cottage here. Okay, there's Takanuma, Lightning Greaves, and maybe there's some combos with that. Extractor Demon. Whenever another creature leaves the battlefield, you may have target player mill 2 cards. Surely there's an infinite combo there. Enduring Tenacity, whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much life. So good for the life gain deck. Regalia. Reveal cards on the top of your library until you reveal land put on the battlefield. That's actually not bad. I think I'm in for this. There's also Treebeard, Gracious Host. 2 green and white, trample ward 2. When it enters, make 2 food. Whenever you gain life, put that many counters. All right. So life gain synergies. I think I like taking Regalia. Goes well with the kind of what we got going on here with the landfall. Ooh, Vine Lasher. I mean, there's Field of the Dead. I feel like we have to take Field of the Dead basically on principle, right? I mean, we've got so many lands. We got Golos, so you can do things with Scape Shift. Like you could just find 7 different lands, and you have Field of the Dead, and you just make 7 zombies. That seems sweet. Iridescent Vine Lasher would be a good win condition as well for the deck. Twilight Mire, of course, fine fixing. The Seed Prowler. You can mill a ton of cards, and then you can put a bunch of counters on something. That just seems pretty good. I'm going to take Field of the Dead. Prismatic Omen, lands you control are every, basic land type, so that's going to work out well with the whole Scape Shift plan. And this is, I mean, Dryad of the Elysian Grove has additional upside, but it is something that just can die. Whereas the Prismatic Omen is a little harder to deal with. You need specifically enchantment removal. Karn's Bastion for proliferate. What's this? A Agate Instigator. Whenever the creature you control. So it's like creature fall, deal damage. Not bad. Ooh, Blasting Station. Surely there's a combo there. Nature's Claim is fine. Prismatic Omen seems like it fits the deck well. All right, we wield stuff. So let's see. You can just a 4-mana 3/3 have it fight something, but we don't have food. Probably just Fawnsbane Troll is fine. We also have one of Herbs and Stewed Rabbit. So put a counter on up to one target creature, create a food, draw a card, create a food. Wow. Create a 1/1 white halfling creature token for each food you control. Jeez, that's really good for the food deck, surely. Filigree Vector, put counter on creatures and charge counters on stuff. Sure, so it's good with counters. There's Samwise for the food deck, I'm sure. Avenger of the Fallen. We're not going to have that many creatures in the graveyard. Mask of Grizzlebrand, Flying and Lifelink. Nothing really here for us. I guess I take the Mask. Not too sure there. Okay, Paradise Mantle to add mana of any color. I think we're just probably not going to be getting much here for our colors. I guess I take Nightmare Shepherd. Holler Haunting. Okay, this is good with enchantments, but maybe just Waterlog Grove. That seems good. Giant Inheritance, Tough Cookie, and Demonic Embrace Wheel. These all seem pretty good for the strategy. Well, they all seem fine, right? I'll just take the Giant Inheritance. I'm not sure if we're going to end up playing it. Okay, more life gain stuff. Ooh, to nuke last pick. I don't even remember seeing this, but that seems great. So this is another way to just win the game with multiple landfall triggers. So we're going to try to be looking for more ways to play more than one land a turn. All right, let's see what we got. So Sheltered Thicket for more fixing. That's fine. We've got Traveling Chocobo. You can play lands and birds from the top of your library. I like that too. Gilded Goose is ramp. Ramp would be nice in this deck. It also has some food synergies, which we don't really care about, but that's okay. There's also Wild Growth, which is another way to ramp. It's also an enchantment. Traveling Chocobo really goes well with our strategy. So I'm looking at that. Sheltered Thicket would also be fine. Maybe it can wheel. I do like Gilded Goose. It might be just being greedy. There's a lot of expensive cards here, and I'm going to want to ramp into them, but I can't necessarily keep the food train up. So I might as well just take the card that allows me to just play lands off the top, which we need to play lands off the top so we can find more lands. So I think we take that. Traveling Chocobo. Exploration allows us to play additional lands. There's also there's just a Prismatic Vista. Fetch lands are just going to be good for a variety of reasons. And this one, of course, being a tri-land is going to help in our Jund deck. Temple Garden helps with Golos. But Exploration allowing us to play additional lands, that's going to help trigger a lot of our stuff like to nuke and Valakut Exploration, that sort of thing, multiple times. Has Chocobo, the Evolution Sage. So I do like that. Fetch lands are pretty good. Maybe we can wheel exploration, but I'm not sure if I want to take the risk. Promise of Aclazotz. 2 mana at the beginning of your end step, you may sacrifice a non-demon creature and then populate. And then 3 mana sorcery, sacrifice a non-demon. You make a 4/3 white and black. Vampire demon with flying. Seems alright. I think exploration is good. Ooh, fetch land. Alright. Like an actual, like a real fetch land, you know? Well, I guess Prismatic Vista would have been good too. Alright, what else we got? We got modular stuff. We got hardened scales, which there's a world where we were more in on +1/+1 counters, but this does not seem to be the case here. So I think I just want to take a Wooded Foothills. There's also dead weight for, I guess, removal and enchantment stuff, but I think Wooded Foothills is going to fit the deck a little bit better. Just good with all of our stuffs. All right. Teething Wormlet is more for artifacts, which we don't have. Surge Conductor. Whenever another non-token artifact you control enters, proliferate. All right, that seems good. Skeleton Crew. 4 mana 3/3. Skeletons and pirates get +1/+1. Whenever one or more creature cards leave your graveyard, create a 2/2 black skeleton pirate creature token. Okay. Not bad. Jugon defends a temple. Seems fine. I mean, it's good with counters and modified stuff. Blood Spatter Analysis deals 3 whenever one of the creatures die. Doesn't quite go with what we're doing. Reckless Pyrosurfer, actually. That seems like a fun way to win the game, too. I kind of like Reckless Pyrosurfer, actually. I think we're going to go ahead and take that. Okay, long list of the ends. Note a creature type that wasn't noted. Okay. Jetmir's Garden is red-green fixing. Walking Ballista. This could be... Well, it's more so for the +1/+1 counters deck, but we do have ways to proliferate. We have Evolution Sage. We're not really ramping that much, though. What else are we taking, though, from this pack? I guess we could just take the Jetmir's Garden. We're kind of lacking with the red-green fetchable. And just having a white land is fine for the Golos. You could also just take Utopia Sprawl because... Maybe take Utopia Sprawl for the same reasons. Like, you can add a different color if you want, if you're, like, in the late game, if you have Golos. Golos, of course, just more so for the first ability, but yeah, I'm going to take Utopia Sprawl. All right, now what do we get? Ooh, Aftermath Analyst. Oh, that seems awesome here. There's also Golgari Rot Farm. What's Hull Breach do? 2 mana. Blow up an artifact, blow up an enchantment, blow up an artifact, and an enchantment. All right, well, good hate piece. Probably fine. Removal spells. Okay, so you can blow up artifacts or enchantments. Phyrexian Scriptures. Might of Alara. Okay. Oh, is this the same card as... All right, anyway. Aftermath Analyst seems great because you can return a bunch of lands, get a bunch of landfall triggers. And if you resolve Escape Shift and you sack some lands and then you go Aftermath Analyst, you just get everything back. That seems great. Okay. We've got Plated Geopede, First Strike, gets +2/+2. I like that. Edge Rover, make a lander, which can help. Esper Origins. It's just a good value card. Becomes an enchantment too. Obnixilis the Fallen. Whenever a land you control enters, you may have target player lose 3 life. If you do, put 3 +1/+1 counters. Ooh, that's good. That seems like pretty good top end as well. Yeah, I'm going to try taking Obnixilis. I think that seems like a good time. Okay. Titania's Command. You can exile graveyards, put lands onto the battlefield, make bears, put counters on creatures. So it's like pretty solid overall card. But we already have a pretty good sense of what we're doing here. Whenever one more land card... Oh, Head Shredder seems good too. That probably makes more sense than the Fawnsbane Troll. But I think I'm going to want the Commercial District a little bit more. That's pretty close. I think the Head Shredder is excellent. Let's go with the Head Shredder. I think it goes with the strategy more. The Fawnsbane Troll doesn't really fit. All right, we wheel Gilded Goose and Wild Growth. So pick your poison. Probably just Gilded Goose because ads may have any color. Temple Garden, sure. Not really interested in any of the other cards, I don't think. We'll go ahead and take this. It's just another land for the Golos. Nothing. Lord Skitter's Blessing. When enchantments enter, you make a wicked roll. Being your draw step if you control an enchanted creature. I don't think we have enough to make that work. Hardened Scales could be okay, but we'll just put it on the sideboard. All right, we wield Jugon Defends the Temple. I think that's just fine as a value card. Long list of the ends. And this is it for equipment. Yeah, not too much here. Ooh, Golgari Rot Farm. I do like that. Okay, last pick. What are we going to get? So we have lots of lands. I do like that. Let's see. Side quest, Raise a Chocobo. Sanctum Weaver. All right. All right. So I think we're going more all in on the landfall strategy. So maybe Stensia Uprising can go. We do have quite a lot of land. We could probably just run the deck as is. We have, 16 lands, plus we have the 2 mana dorks. But more lands are going to be better with cards like Exploration. So maybe I can side in the Seal. Okay. And then I can just play 5 basics. So maybe like black, red, green, like 3 forests, and then a swamp and a mountain. And then we go from there. I do like that. All right, there we go. Let's see. Do I want the troll? I mean, I don't know. I feel like we've got a pretty good thing going on here. Yep, that's exactly what I would have suggested. All right, we are doing really cool things. I think the way we're going to win, most likely, if we're not just beating down with our creatures, is going to be like some kind of Scape Shift Valakut combo with either Dryad or Prismatic Omen. Or we can have Golos to help us win the game. We can find our good lands like Valakut or Field of the Dead. Ob Nixilis also can be a win condition. And yeah, I think this deck looks pretty sick. So see you for the games. All right, we're here for our first match against Flavio Miko, and we won the die roll, so of course we'll go first. And I mean, it's got Saz's Chocobo in the opening hand. It's very land heavy, but hopefully Traveling Chocobo can help us get back into the swing of things. Saz's Chocobo in the opening hand is very tempting. I think I just go ahead and keep. There's definitely some risk, like if my opponent just plays a couple removal spells, we're in a lot of trouble. But, you know, we're a land-based deck, and we also have Field of the Dead in our hand. So, yeah, I'm not particularly worried here. Anyway, I think I'm just going to go with Saz's Chocobo on 1, so that way it can attack on turn 2. And then I'm probably going to follow this up with just a Raging Ravine, and then attack for 1, and then Waterlogged Grove into Traveling Chocobo on the following turn. So we're doing the birds thing. Mountain from the opponent, Flare Husk, basically a 2-mana 1/1, but then you have this around later. Whoa, Verdant Catacombs. I do like that. Let's see. Do we want to go like all in on the Saz Chocobo immediately? Just get in for 2. I do like this as a potential surveil land later. I think we could maybe wait on the Verdant Catacombs until we have some more payoffs, because even now I can just play the Raging Ravine, get in for 1, and then they can't block because of the 2 toughness. So then on the following turn, we can just go ahead and play Waterlogged Grove, Traveling Chocobo, and that's going to be pretty good. Also, if a land or bird, that's going to be so sweet. Yeah. So I think we want to get a little greedy here, and hopefully they just don't find the removal. Because if we wait to play this fetch land while we have Traveling Chocobo on the table, then the Saz's Chocobo is going to get 4 counters with our 2 landfall triggers. So, yeah, pretty Sweet stuff going on so far. Um, don't ask me what happens when they kill my chocobo. That would we don't need to think about that. That's not really something we need to worry about. All right, blue red. All right, so we definitely have oh. Whoa. This is cool. Look, check this out. It's telling you what you're passing to. So now combat, declare attackers. Wow. There's a lot of quality of life updates. That's very cool. I do like that. I'm a fan. Awesome. Okay, I don't think my opponent should attack here because this thing has double strike. Yes. Oh, okay. Well, they're going to attack me anyway. Um, oh, that's awesome. All right. I love that for this client. Anyway, I'm going to just go ahead and do this. And then I'm going to go to combat, declare attackers. Smack for 2. See, like this would have been a lot better if we had something like a exploration, but we didn't draw that. That's okay. Okay, let's get in for 2. I'm so happy with this change. Oh my god, I go to combat damage because I think that was some way that especially newer players would get got on Magic Online. Whoa, another fetch land. Oh my goodness, that is awesome. Love that. This Saz Chocobo is going to be huge. Plus, we're going to get to follow it up with a Golos. Okay, they're equipping. We got double strike. So there's some kind of artifact-based strategy. Okay, they're coming in for 2 damage. Does this... It does not give a power boost. All right. So we'll just go ahead and take this. All right, Gilded... Oh my god, I can cast that. That's hilarious. It's a bird. Oh my goodness. Incredible. Ooh. I do like me a Reckless Pyro Surfer. That's pretty sweet, but... Yeah, I'm just gonna go all in on the fetch land plus Saz Chocobo. Oh my gosh, and the traveling Chocobo doubles the bird entering triggers, so I get 2 food. I do like that a lot. That is very cool. Man, cool cube. Anyway, get 2 triggers here, and then I'm gonna fetch right now. We're just going to go ahead and surveil, get 2 triggers off of the surveil because of the traveling chocobo. That's awesome. Okay, I mean, Valakut Exploration 6, so we're just going to go ahead and keep that on top. And now we're smacking for 9. Yeah, this is pretty awesome. Pretty awesome so far. Valakut Exploration, of course, going to be doing a lot of damage to our opponent. Saz Chocobo does not have trample, so they can always just shove a chump blocker in front. Hangerback Walker. All right, so when it dies, they get more artifacts. Okay, let's go to end step, and then end of turn, we'll just crack a food. All right, Valakut Exploration seems pretty good. Yeah, I think we just go ahead and play that. So 1, 2, 3, Valakut Exploration. This is also going to double the triggers are going to double, so we're going to deal a ton of damage this turn. That's great. So we'll go Verdant Catacombs. So now we get to exile 2 cards. Okay, so we have Utopia Sprawl. So we could potentially add more mana. Let's go ahead and fetch now. We'll just grab a Swamp, I guess. Okay, exiling more things. Oh, there's Scape Shift. Oh my god. Oh man. All right. So yeah, let's go to attacks. We'll just attack with these. Yep, they're kind of forced into this. All right, so they're going to make a couple of 1/1s. And then We deal 3 damage to them. I mean, we're just going to win next turn with the Scape Shift anyway, so I am just going to go ahead and slam this Terrabotanist as a way to hedge against something weird like a major attack, and I need to kill a blocker. Not sure what's in this cube, but yeah, this is probably just going to be the best way to do this. Also, man, this Saz Chocobo is going to be humongous. We're just going to deal so much damage. We're going to gain so much life. Probably should not have attacked with the Traveling Chocobo, but I think it's okay. Oh, they also changed the logo here. I don't know why this is clickable. It's interesting. But now it's a little easier to tell what's in the player, how many cards are in the hand versus the library. Chainsaw. Okay. So there's something that's going to kill my thing. Terrabotanist down. No response. I'm just going to go ahead and yield through this turn. I do have mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, I believe it is Scape Shift time. Although I could get greedy and wait 1 turn and try to do it with Field of the Dead, but at the same time, you know, we don't have to necessarily play with our food. So I think we're just going to go for it here. I'm going to add green. We're going to go Scape Shift. Sack all our lands, get more lands. See if they have a counter spell for this. That would actually be pretty annoying. Okay, nice. Okay, so we'll get 5 lands. We'll get Restless Cottage, Temple Garden, Valakut, Boseiju, and a mountain, I guess. No. Okay, so we're going to get lots of triggers. Oh, man. Okay, so... Okay, yield to all. Ooh, Aftermath Analyst. That's pretty sweet. There's Exploration, which I definitely messed up. Should have... we could still do that. So let's add green. Cast this. I like Exploration. I mean, I also like Aftermath Analyst. That's really awesome, but don't quite have that. I'm just going to go for this. We get to add more things underneath the Valakut. Okay, we'll go Rot Farm here, trigger these things, and then I can return the Boseiju to my hand. Just in case something weird happens. A good way to blow up artifacts, of course. All right, return Boseiju, exile another card. Icetill Explorer. Oh, I can play another land, huh? So I guess we'll play out the Boseiju. Trigger again. Get more things. What do we have? We have a bunch of stuff. I mean, we should just be fine here. I will play the Aftermath Analyst, though. Again, another blocker, just in case something weird happens. And then we get to, like, absolutely murder them next turn, which I'm a fan of. And now I will attack with my 1 mana 17/18. Of course they block. Wish I had a way to give it trample. I'm trying to remember if I do. But anyway, we should be going to end step here, and then the Valakut Exploration will trigger, and then they will take 5 damage. All right, cool. Okay, so on to the sideboarding. They're artifact heavy deck, so I think the Seal of Primordium could just be good to bring in. What do I want to take out? Maybe something clunky. Maybe just like side quest, raise a chocobo or something like that. It is all in all just a 2-mana 2/2 with landfall. We don't really, I mean, we theoretically can get enough birds for the side quest. We have Gilded Goose, we have the 2/2 itself, we have the Traveling Chocobo. Oh wait, is that it? Oh, okay, so it's literally impossible. Yeah. Let's just do that. I think it's going to be better for us. Ooh, I mean, our hand looks pretty strong. We have the combo of Prismatic Omen plus Scape Shift, so I will keep this. We also have Ozolith plus Evolution Sage. That seems really good. Only a couple lands, though, so we are going to need to try to find a few more. All right. Well, we can surveil to try to find more land drops. Because, again, if we get to 7 lands, we can go Scape Shift, find 7 lands, including the Molten Pinnacle, and then because all of our lands are every basic land type, we can essentially deal 21 damage. All right, let's go Underground Mortuary. Any land we basically keep. All right, we'll go ahead and just start off with the Terrabotanist here. So Terrabotanist does currently block the Lizard Blades, only a 1/1 double striker. So they can't really attack unless they do something else. Cranko, haste. Second artifact, put a counter on each goblin. Whenever an artifact is put into your graveyard, pay red. Okay, not bad. A solid card. All right, we're going to go ahead and take this damage here. Ooh, Verdant Catacombs. Okay. So if one or more counters would be put on an artifact or creature you control, that many +1 are put instead. So I think we're going to want to... This is going to be a little bit awkward because we go Evolution Sage now. Then on the following turn, we don't have counters necessarily. But Ozolith... yeah, it's just a little awkward. I think we're just going to go ahead and go land, gain a life, Evolution Sage. We're setting up. And no attacks from us. Well, yeah, no attacks. We're going to try to block everything. I think I want to... We might just have to take another hit off of the Cranko. Okay, opponent has Emery. Ooh, they've got some spice. Duretti plus weapons manufacturing. Oh, geez. Yeah, this thing's a double striker hitting me. I think I'm okay with this because the combo of what we've got going on here should help me out. We're not going to take a lot of damage. Yeah, unfortunately, I think I'm going to have to take 6. Okay, Waterlogged Grove. So I think what I need to do here is go Ozolith. And then, oh, I can only activate as a sorcery. Shoot. So that means I can't, like, yeah. I can't do this the way I want to. I want to go Ozolith, play land, and then in response to the trigger, use this. But that does not work. Well, I think, again, I think we're just going to have the setup turn. What does that mean? No response. Okay. Okay, so unfortunately no proliferating going on, but we are going to go for the Ozolith here. And we'll go ahead and put this on the Terrabotanist. So now it's 4/5, which is nice. No attacks on my end, though. I think... Well, actually, I could attack with the Evolution Sage. I think I'm okay with that. Sure. So I think what I want to do next turn is... I guess if we were attacking with this, we could have just attacked with both. Yeah, that was probably a mistake. Because next turn I'm going to just go absolutely buck wild. Like, We're going to be doing so much damage next turn, theoretically speaking. My spells don't have... my creatures don't have trample. Basically, we're going to gain... We're going to go Verdant Catacombs next turn. We're going to get a lot of counters on our things and proliferate. And then we're going to go Scape Shift. And we can just go all in on this Terra Botanist. And then it might win. Okay, they're sacking the Kranko to put a counter on each goblin. And then you can... Then they can have a 1/1 with haste. Sure. Okay, and they stack the triggers so that way... Yeah, that makes sense. Lizard Blades. And then equip. And then attack. Yeah. Okay. Double strike hasty boy. Not bad. I don't think they can't attack here. My 4/5. Ooh, Dryad of the Elysian Grove. I do like that. Okay, now what? Well, I think what we want to do... We could just go like land Golos, find something else. We could also go... If we go Scape Shift, we go absolutely crazy, but... And we could kill our opponent, but I don't think that's going to help us out too much right now. Because then you can just chump block, right? So I think we do this. We first put counters on the Sage. Sage will be very large. Wish I had another land to play, but that's okay. Okay, we'll go land and then trigger, put counters here, and then we'll fetch. We'll grab a swamp. Again, we'll proliferate. And then we'll play, this is 17, so they're forced to block. I like that. Go to combat. Attack with both. This is a forced block. And then I just play a Dryad, probably as just a big blocker. Yeah, Evolution Sage absolutely popping off because every time you proliferate, you put 2 counters on each thing because of the Ozolith. Really nice. Next turn, we just go Scape Shift and just go absolutely wild. Or just Golos. All right, my opponent has in fact figured out that they must block. Okay. So, Dryad. And that's all I have. All right, can my opponent find a way to kill me this turn? Chainsaw, that only deals 3 to a creature. Okay, so I'm not dead yet. Sacking the chainsaw. Oh, okay. So they're going to use the chainsaw. Make a hasty goblin. Yep, that all makes sense. They're replaying the lizard blades. Oh, okay, I see. They're replaying the chainsaw to kill the... Yep. Dryad down. That's fine. Pretty sure they just... Yeah, they have to pass. All right. So... Again, it doesn't matter if we go completely wild with Scape Shift. It's just... Yeah, it doesn't really matter. I guess we can kill both of their things. That's pretty helpful. Kill both of their things, and then use Golos as a chump blocker, and then we finish them off with Scape Shift. All right, that seems cool. So we'll just go land, proliferate, no response, gain a life, of course. Because next turn we'll have 7 mana, so we can do the combo. We can just go Prismatic Omen and then Scape Shift and then just absolutely murder them. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Golos. Yes. We'll get probably... we'll just go ahead and get the Raging Ravine. That's fine. Just in case we draw some sort of red card. Okay. And then go to combat. And we'll just smack with these. They are both extraordinarily lethal, so my opponent is forced to block. And chump with both. We got a 12-13 and a 13-12. Okay. Now... But my opponent does get to replace that goblin with another goblin. So I'm at 13. They have this chainsaw that they can give something +2/+0. They can always re-equip the lizard blades. So we'll see what's going on here. Okay, we'll just yield to all of these things. I have no response. If opponent can kill me, they can kill me. But if not, they are very much going to perish. They're very much going to die. Oh, man. This is going to be a hilarious turn. Yep. Recasting the lizard blades. I don't know. They don't seem to have too much going on here. Okay. Oh, my God. Wow. We don't need that. Although that is very funny. Yeah, no, we're just going to do what we said earlier. So we're going to go Prismatic Omen. This allows all of our stuff to have every basic land type. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll just pay life. It doesn't matter. Okay, Scape Shift. So we have 7 lands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do not pay 2 life. Do not pay 2 life. And we're going to get 5 quadrillion triggers. Oh my god. All right. Oh boy. I don't even know. So we get all the triggers off the Valakut. We get all the triggers off the Field of the Dead. We get all the triggers off of the... Wow. Oh, this deck is so sweet. All right, on to the next. All right, we're here for the second match against Rio_D. And our hand's fine. I think we keep. There's no red mana, but we have our other colors. And we have the Terror Botanist. We have the side quest Raise a Chocobo. I think we'll be okay. All right. Opponent started with a Retrofitted Transmogrant. Probably some kind of black recursive deck. So not much from us. We're just going to play a tap land. So it's kind of interesting. Do I want to start with the Terror Botanist and gain more life? Or do I want to go with the side quest, Raise a Chocobo, and try to deal more damage? So far, it seems like I want to get the side quest, Raise a Chocobo down and try to get a little bit more damage output. And then follow it up with the Jugon Defends the Temple. Sure. All right. Side quest, Raise a Chocobo. Coming down. Making a 2/2. And that way, if anything weird happens, I do also just have the Terror Botanist as backup as a more defensive body. But I think I want to start with a more aggressive body for now. Whoa, Demonic Embrace. This thing's a +3/+1 flyer. I think I can race this, but it's like, geez, that's a lot of damage. Okay. So we go to 15. I don't want to shock this in now. That's okay. We'll figure it out. Jugon Defends the Temple is going to be pretty good. Ooh, Aftermath Analyst. That could be helpful as well. Not yet, but eventually. So we'll go Swamp, Trigger, Jugon. So we make a 1/1, smack for 3. Next turn, we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we could go Aftermath Analyst into Eumidian Terrabotanist, perhaps? Or we'll see. We'll see what we want to do. This also puts counters on our stuff. And then yeah. We'll be fine. We're getting smacked to death by this stupid transmogrant, though. Not a fan of that. Feed the swarm. Oh, they destroyed the bird, and they didn't even lose mana value. All right, well, I guess we're gonna just put the counter on the monk, which is unfortunate. Not quite what we wanted to do. So we could play the Regalia, but we're taking a lot of damage with this Transmogrant. I do want to maybe be a little bit more aggressive. Or I guess defensive, play the Terrabotanist, gain life. We should be able to do a lot of damage. Also, this thing is a flyer and can block. So I guess that's actually not that bad. So I think we're going to do this. Shock. And then we're going to go Regalia. Hopefully no removal. Do this. And then hit for 4. Get the trigger. We get an Underground Mortuary with the Boseiju. Ooh, I like Boseiju, actually. I will keep that on top. Because that's a way I can kill this. Yes, they can recast, but... Well, I can blow up the Transmogrant, for example. Which they can get back, but they have to spend a lot of mana to do this. So yeah, the Boseiju is actually a really nice thing to keep on the top here. Okay, we go to 5. My opponent hasn't done much else, though. They've just been smacking me with this thing. Thoughtseize. Well, you can't Thoughtseize the top of the deck. Wonder what they take here. I imagine they take... Oh, they took the Terrabotanist. Well, they really think they're just going to be able to kill me, huh? Interesting. Okay, do they have another thing they can play? Soul Transfer. All right, so they just killed it. And... Yep, okay. So first we exile the Saga. Is it legendary? I think the backsides of these Kamigawa ones are not legendary, right? Yeah. So that's not going to decrease the cost of Boseiju. So I just want to see what we can do here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I could go Ozolith. Yeah, what if we do this? We can go Ozolith here, make it a 6, attack, get a land. Alternatively, I could play Aftermath Analyst, give it, say, like a couple of counters, like 3 counters, and then set up for a big, set up for something else. But it's probably makes a bit more sense to just have lethal in a couple turns. And if I do this, I'll be able to kill the retrofitted Transmogrant, and then hopefully they can't like haste something out and kill me. They only have 1 card in hand as well. And I need to have this be a creature because then my Boseiju will cost less. Right? Because right now it costs... Anyway, we don't have a legend. So let's go with Ozolith. Cast. Crew up. Put counters here. Go to combat. declare tax, get in with Regalia, trigger. Okay, Golgari Rot Farm, that seems fine. We'll just go ahead and bounce a Forest to hand. Okay, they're going to take some damage. And then I have to do this now. Blow up the Transmogrant. So hopefully this is not going to punish me. They can get the Demonic Embrace back for like only 3 life and discarding a card. But at the same time, we should be okay. Hopefully. Okay, land pass. All right, we are defenseless this turn. Can my opponent deal 5 damage to me? Also, I seem to have given them another color. Did not realize they were going to be playing more than 2 colors. And they can't out it. Nice. All right. So they're pretty aggressive, and maybe Seal of Primordium is just a great main deck card, to be honest. Like, I probably should just have this change always, the side quest Raise a Chocobo for the Seal. But yeah, I think I'm just going to go ahead and run it back. Also, Fawnsbane Troll could be good as well to fight their stuff, but I think we're okay with what we have. We still need to accomplish our own landfall synergies. I mean, I guess basically all I did there was beat them down, but you know. Okay. This hand, it does have Boseiju, but in the early game you don't want to ramp them. And this hand seems a little slow-ish overall, although it does have potentially Jugon defends the temple into Obnixilis, which I like. But if they kill the 1/1, then the Regalia gets a little worse. The opponent's very aggressive. We get to Surveil. I'll try it. The Jugon into Obnixilis, or even just like Jugon into Regalia attack immediately, is tempting. And we really have like 4 lands in hand as well, so I think we'll be okay. We can Surveil on turn 1, and then we should be okay. Oh, nice. Gilded Goose. Well, that seems like a nice turn 1 play. So we'll do that, and Gilded Goose. So turn 2 Jugon defends the temple. Seems excellent. Get that train going right away. My opponent does have a Gravecrawler. So usually when there's Gravecrawler, there are ways to go infinite with this. So I'm going to have to watch out for that. Unfortunately, not too much I can do at the moment. Okay, Witch's Vanity. Oh, gross. Okay, Overgrown Tomb. All right, we're going to get our Surveil action going here. At least it's another black source for the Obnixilis, so that's at least something here. Thoughtseize. Not a fan of that. We'll see what they take. Opponent only has 2 cards at hand, though, so not the end of the world. I imagine they just take Jugon defends the temple here. Yep, that makes sense. Okay, and then I assume I get smacked for 2. They know I have nothing. I'm just going to go ahead and Surveil. Field of the Dead. I think that might not be good enough here. We're getting beat down a little bit. Gonna try and need to draw something else. Plus, if we find Aftermath Analyst, we can always get Field of the Dead back. It's not really the end of the world. Speaking of which, that would be a good draw right now, I think. Okay, Swamp. Not great. All right, we'll just play this tapped pass. Can't even get the Regalia going. Now this thing is smacking me for 3 a turn. And then also this thing deals a damage to me eventually. Understanding Informer. Sack a creature. Target player reveals cards on the top until they reveal a land. Okay. So you can mill a bunch of cards. All right, we'll just gain life. I mean, now we're getting smacked for 5 a turn. Exploration. That's pretty good. All right. So we'll do that. We'll go exploration, land, regalia. Okay. I mean, sure. Next turn, we can go Omnixilis into Boseiju, get the trigger, and then they can either take... They'll probably just take 3 damage, though, but the regalia will help a lot. We are taking quite a bit of damage, though. Yep. Okay, so we go to 7, and then I have to watch out for this Wicked roll. Like, it's just going to deal guaranteed damage to me, which I don't like. Okay, so we go to 5, 2. They have a food as well to gain life. I mean, I don't think we're winning if we don't do this. It's just very unfortunate how this is playing out. Okay, so let's go forest. Yes. Oh, I thought it was a choice. Oh my god. Wait a minute. That's... Alright, never mind. Omnixilis is insane. I could have sworn it was like... Target opponent may have themselves lose 3 life, and then if they don't, like it's a choice, like a villainous choice or whatever. Oh my god. That's crazy. So now I just have a 9/9. And then I'll have... I'm attacking for 4/7. Yeah. So we're not out of the woods yet. But next turn, we should be able to just win. Oh my god, that's hilarious. Yeah. 5 mana, play 2 lands, deal 6, make it a 9/9. Awesome. Let's see if they have something here. Uh-oh, could be a kill spell. Nope, just gaining life points. That's fine. This thing can't block. All right, let's see what's going to happen here. Kill spell would be rough. I would not like that. Ooh, that is a kill spell. And they have an enchantment. All right. Unfortunate. We'll just crew up the regalia to have a chump blocker. Or not even a chump blocker. Like, it still just blocks their board. And I probably just have to block the Gravecrawler here if they attack with both. I go to 3. Nice. All right. Head Shredder, unfortunately, not going to help us in this situation. So let's draw a card. Ooh, that's unfortunate. We don't have a red mana. All right, we'll just go for this. And then they're at 15, so... Yeah, unfortunately, this is not going to go super well for me here. In fact, I could just die. We'll find out, though. No Swords to Plowshares here. Okay. I mean, I have nothing. Why did they tap all that mana? Oh, they forgot to reconfigure. All right. I see. Well... They're giving me another turn, I guess. Probably not going to be good enough. I'm not sure what gets me out of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Saz Chocobo. Yeah, that's not going to do it. Okay. So opponent's very aggressive. Maybe that hand was a little slow. Fawn's Mane Troll probably just good at holding down the fort. Maybe I can take out one of the clunky 4-drops there. And we run it back. I think I'm okay with this. Fawn's Bane Troll at least can interact with my opponent's creatures. All right, and go first. Saz Chocobo in the opening hand with a fetch land. Yeah, it's pretty good. And Golos and Aftermath Analyst. That sounds pretty good. I'm going to keep this. I like just going all in on the Saz Chocobo, so I'm going to do that. Especially on the play turn 1. We don't have like a crazy 3-mana play we want to have on turn 2 with a Gilded Goose, so this seems fine. Hateful Eidolon Lifelink. Whenever an enchanted creature dies, draw a card for each aura. Got it. Okay. So now we have Restless Cottage. My opponent could have a Deadweight. So in that case, well, actually, no, I'm going to play the fetch land so I can, yeah. Anyway, we're going to go Gilded Goose, Verdant Catacombs, trigger, attack. They don't block. They can't block. I think I'm just going to surveil. I guess I'm always surveilling, so I'll just do it now. All right. Get a counter. We got a surveil. What do we got? Traveling Chocobo? Oh my god. Yeah. That sounds awesome. So we're going to get a ton of triggers, hopefully. Let's see if they can kill my stuff, though. They're a very strong start. Very strong. Gravecrawler. All right. I mean, that's good, but not amazing. Imagine they attack. Yep. So I will block. Oh, this is going to be a disgusting turn. Okay. So let's add green. Traveling Chocobo, land on top? Fetch land on top? Nope. Okay. That's fine. Okay, Restless Cottage. We're going to get 2 triggers on the Saz Chocobo, and we're going to smack them for 4. Pretty good turn. Man, I love the Saz Chocobo, Traveling Chocobo synergies. It's almost like they're from the same set or something. Okay, Utopia Sprawl doesn't really help me out too much, but I mean, just hopefully we just find a land on top, to be honest. Master of Death. So when it enters Surveil 2, at the beginning of your upkeep, you can pay 1 and return it to hand. All right. So it's like a repeatable chump blocker, kind of, in this case. It's also a zombie. And they put more stuff in the graveyard. Okay, Gravecrawler coming in. I ain't blocking. I'm keeping this Traveling Chocobo around. All right, land. That's not a land. So in that case, probably this is Chance of Forest, right? Yeah, so we'll add either red or, yeah, red. So we'll go Utopia Sprawl here to, and we'll have this tap for red. Then we'll go Aftermath Analyst, mill some cards. We did hit more lands, which is good with Aftermath Analyst next turn. We can go Boseiju here, get lots of triggers, yield to all, it's fine. Okay, and then we'll go to combat, attack with the Chocobo, and I assume they block with the Master of Death. They don't want to take 6, I imagine. Yep. That makes sense. All right. And then next turn, we can use Aftermath Analyst to get a ton of triggers. And we also have the Gilded Goose to gain us life. Or, you know, we get to make a food token. So we're at a pretty healthy life total, but even so, we should be okay here. Also, Aftermath Analyst checks the Gravecrawler as a 1/3 body. Yep, if that's all we're doing, this is not that bad. Also, they probably should have tapped the Twilight Mire so they can hold a black up, but, you know, it's okay. I'm not their mom. Now I don't know if they have Fatal Push or something. Well, now I know they don't. Yeah, they have no attacks here. Your money's no good here, opponent. All right. And food. Yum. Go to our turn. Do they have something on my draw step? Nope. Okay. Land off the top. Get triggers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, like, we're just gonna get so many. We're gonna cast this, and then we're gonna go to combat. I mean, we're just getting a lot of stuff. It's probably better to see 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, Aftermath Analyst is really funny. This Saz Chocobo is humongous. It probably makes more sense. Let's just do this instead. Let's just Ozolith onto the 5/4 so they could double block. I don't really care if they do that. Can also put it on the Gilded Goose. Ooh, I like that. You know what? Sure. Just get damage in the air and then smack for a bunch. Master of Death will once again block the Saz Chocobo. Yep. That's fine. This way we're just establishing some sort of a clock, and we still have pretty good defense on the ground. And then Golos next turn can help us find something else. I can just eat the food, go to 20 next turn, or I guess 19. Osteomancer Adept, sure, doesn't seem great at the moment, although it is Death Touch, so it stops the Saz's Chocobo. I could just keep pumping counters onto the Gilded Goose, though, and just kill them in the air over the course of 2 turns? 3 turns? 2 turns. Yield until next end step. Okay, let's just go ahead and gain life. Okay, Rot Farm. All right, so we'll go for 1, 2, so 5 mana, Golos. Yes, we'll just get the Field of the Dead, get a bunch of triggers, and then we'll go Golgari Rot Farm, get multiple triggers, so many triggers. Although I do have to return 2 lands to my hand, which is really funny. We'll return Boseiju, and I guess we'll return the... that's pretty funny. But with the exploration, that'll help. I guess we return the Golgari Rot Farm itself. Get some 2/2s. I will attack for just 2, I suppose. Okay. Well, with the exploration, we're gonna get a lot of triggers, and then Ozolith will hopefully kill them in the air. My opponent has a pretty good ground defense, though. I cannot get in with the stupid Saz Chocobo, and I don't really have a way to give it trample or flying. So, yeah, my opponent definitely has some window here. But I'm getting good value. Doomwake Giant, whenever this... Okay, so they can give my stuff -1/-1. Sure, I don't care. So all my stuff gets -1/-1 until end of turn. That's not a big deal. Yep, no attacks on their part. All right, go to end step. Next turn. Okay, so... yeah, we'll go exploration, into Boseiju, trigger, and then put counters on Gilded Goose. And then I can activate Aftermath Analyst, which I like. Sure, you know what? We're just going to get a ton of stuff. Sack this. No. Get lots of triggers here. Put them all in the stack in some kind of order. All right, lots of 2/2s. And then we'll go Golgari Rot Farm. We'll bounce a couple lands. So we'll return Boseiju. We'll return a forest. Okay, this is humongous. It's a 36-37. We will attack in the air for 4, though. Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious gameplay. I just need one trample trick. I don't have it, though. Next turn, they're super dead with all my zombies. Inquisition of Kozilek, that's not going to do anything. You know, if my opponent can play 2 enchantments, my zombies all die. So that's something. Understanding Informer is not going to do it. They should just be dead. Okay. Are they trying to... Yeah, I don't think that's going to do it. All right, land on the top. Okay, there's going to concede. They're not going to let me have my fun and attack with all my zombies. On to the finals. All right, we're here for the finals against LZME. I'll go first. It's got Saz's Chocobo and Traveling Chocobo in the opening hand. Let's keep. Oh, man. And then we should... Yeah, I believe we have a red fetchable, right? We'll be fine. Valakut Exploration, of course, going to be very, very good with the Traveling Chocobo. But yeah, starting off on turn 1 with a Saz's Chocobo has to instill fear into the hearts of many an opponent. No, don't kill... Oh, oh my goodness. The poor Chocobo is dead now. Man. Well, that's just terrible stuff. All right. I think I will fetch to thin the deck now at this point. Yes, we're losing value off the Valakut, but like, yeah. That was definitely rough. Definitely looking for like exploration or something. Goblin Engineer, so you can search the library for an artifact. Get second artifact. Got it. All right. Let's see what they find. Thousand Moons Smithy. Okay, they can't get it back with a Goblin Engineer. All right, let's go ahead and fetch. Oh my god, I don't have a red fetchable. Oh no. Well, I have a mortuary. Hey, there's a mountain. Saved. All right, go to next turn. I think we'll go Valakut Exploration first. Traveling Chocobo more susceptible to removal spells. Mer Retriever. Okay, my opponent's got some nonsense going on here for sure. I gotta stop this. God, that's a lot of lands. All right, let's go for the Traveling Chocobo. Shoot. All right, that's okay. Let's go Temple Garden tapped. Basically, we're gonna deal a damage to them. But now theoretically, we're setting up for a much better turn. next turn, as long as they don't kill the Chocobo. Hangerback Walker. Okay. Oh, Swords to Plow. They have Swords to Plowshares in here? What? Oh, man. Okay. Land. We get a Boseiju. Oh, boy. Let's draw a card. Golos is good. Golos is very strong. So I do like that. We can Golos into a, oh my gosh, like a Field of the Dead or something. So whenever another non-token artifact you control enters, proliferate. Yeah, so they can just keep making this huge. Don't like that. Aftermath Analyst. Ooh, I like that a lot. So we can definitely do some gross things. Oh, Dryad? That seems cool. Yeah, you know what? Let's go Dryad. And then we'll go Overgrown Tomb. Get a trigger. Pyrosurfer, no. And Aftermath Analyst. So we're setting up. What do we got? We got... how many lands do we have? We have Forest, Boseiju, Catacombs. Okay. These come in tapped, right? Yeah. All right. So we're setting up pretty well. If we go Golos and then find Field of the Dead, or no. We go Golos, we find the Valakut, and then we start just like obliterating my opponent's things. That seems like a good strategy. Like here, I could just take this, right? When this dies, return another target artifact. When this dies, you make 1/1s. I think I just take this. I don't really want my opponent to do nonsensical things here. All right, now we can... Ooh, that's not bad either. All right, so let's start off with a Golos. And I think at this point, getting the Field of the Dead is safer, because if they kill Dryad of the Elysian Grove, then the Valakut loses its value. But if I get Valakut right now, I deal like 6 to my opponent. It's pretty strong. I think we just got to go for damage. I feel like my opponent can have a combo finish here. So I'm pretty sure we're just supposed to go face. Ice Till Explorer is so sick. Too bad we can't do that. Can I always yes? Yes, always yes. Okay. And then land, trigger, no response. We exile what? Ooh, Utopia Sprawl. That's fine. I'll take that. So we have white, blue. So yeah, we can do this. Green. We'll go Utopia Sprawl onto this forest. We have technically white, black, red, green. So we'll just have this on blue. In case they deal with the Dryad, then I'm able to just activate Golos. And then I'm just big chilling. Next turn, they're dead. Like, they're super dead. We're going to deal so much damage to them. And because we have, what, 3 lands we can get back? So that's pretty sweet. They basically have to kill me this turn. Yeah, if they can't kill the Dryad, even if they do kill the Dryad, we're going to get a lot of Valakut triggers. We're going to get a lot of... so we're going to get a lot of card selection and damage. Okay. So again, it's like, do I take this? Whenever another non-token artifact you control enters, proliferate. Non-token. I think here I will block the big guy, but I'm not going to block the hangerback walker. I think that's okay. And it doesn't seem like they can do anything super crazy here. They only have one card in hand. Let's see. Maybe there's some kind of infinite combo I'm not thinking of, but I mean, yeah, I don't know. We should be okay. What do you got? Thousand Moon Smithy. Sure. This seems completely reasonable. I believe my opponent is just dead. Unless they can kill the Dryad, which it doesn't look like they can. Oh, fetch land? Yeah, that'll do it. Okay, so fetch land on them. Yield to all. Golgari Rot Farm, sure. Let's just go ahead and crack this. I have no more targets, lol. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Aftermath Analyst. Yep, and they're all going to go at the opponent. Nice. All right, this deck is so sweet. I love this deck. Moving on. So my opponent seems to be doing some kind of artifact, perhaps combo stuff. I really should have had this the whole time. Like, the Raise a Chocobo is fine, but like Sealed Primordium against the, there seem to be a lot of artifact and enchantment based strategies in this cube. So probably just absolutely main deckable. We've learned that we have no red fetchables, which is very rough here, actually. But Ice Explorer is pretty strong. We can Surveil. I think we can do better, Mulligan. Yep, this seems better. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and keep this. I do like the seal. Head Shredder's not bad. Aftermath Analyst pretty good. We also could just cut a land because we also had the Golgari Rot Farm to assist us. Maybe it's just Head Shredder. I think I want more actual factual lands in my hand with this deck. So turn 1, I can Surveil. Then turn 2, I can play, Utopia Sprawl. I think that's going to change the strategy. So now, yes, we're not getting Surveil value, but we can just go like, I guess, Forest, and then name what? Probably just green. Yeah, we'll just name green here. That's fine. Opponent's got the Rogrin Triome. Okay, not a whole lot going on their end, which is fine by me. This is awkward with the Golgari Rot. Ooh, Exploration. That actually helps quite a bit. Because now we can go Mountain, play the Aftermath Analyst, play the Golgari Rot Farm, return the Mountain to hand. That was actually a very nice draw. It allowed me to still get the Rot Farm down without having to bounce this Forest. Okay, what the heck is this? So when this enters, put a counter and then 4 and tap Proliferate. Sure, that's fine. Ooh, Valakut Exploration. I do like that too. You could save that. Wait, whenever land, you may play that card. So if we hit a land off of Valakut Exploration with this Mountain, that would work. Yeah, you know what? We'll go ahead and go for that. Oh, I have 4 mana. Right. Oh, but I need the Mountain to play the... Okay, so that's not going to work out exactly as I want. So I'm going to save that for next turn. So we're just going to go Mountain, and then we have 2, 4, 5. I don't think they can kill the Aftermath Analyst here. I think we're just going to go for the Ozolith value here. So we're going to go this, Ozolith, cast, and then do this here. Now it's a 2/4. So it being a 2/4 means it's probably less susceptible to removal on average. Yes, my opponent does have the Swords to Plowshares, though, so that's definitely a concern. Osgear, Vigi, sack an artifact, target creature control, it's +2/+0, X and tap exile an artifact with mana value X. Create 2 from your graveyard. Create 2 tokens that are copies. Ooh, that's a very good card. Yeah, I like that. All right, go to our turn. Land would honestly be a good draw. Golos is pretty good too. Golos is pretty good. We can go Golos into, let's see, 4/5. We also could just set up. We can go like Valakut into Seal. I think that's, yeah, let's do that. Valakut into Seal. Okay. And now we're just big chillin'. We have access to the Seal of Primordium in case of emergency. So I'm not particularly worried here. My hand is pretty land light, so hopefully we can draw just a land naturally, and then we can maybe Valakut into another land, which we could play out the exploration, and then we can Golos. So yeah, honestly, once again, with this deck, lands are the best draw. Crystalline Crawler. So it enters with a counter for each mana of color. Remove a counter. Sure. Pretty solid value engine here. I may just kill it. We'll see. I'll kill it maybe at the end of combat so they can't use it. That I think is fine. So we will just go ahead and take some damage. Okay. End of combat. So now at this point, we're going to kill this because I don't want them to use that mana for anything here. During the main phase. Okay. Not bad. All right. Land off the top would be cool, please. Oh, our escape just in the graveyard, I just realized. Nice. All right. So land, trigger, hopefully another land. Ob Nixilis. We cannot cast that, unfortunately. So we're just going to go ahead and go for the 2, 4, 5. We'll go Golos. Yes. We will locate the... I mean, I know that Field of the Dead is, in theory, quite strong. But honestly, I might just want to go Underground Mortuary. Yeah, so we'll go Underground Mortuary. We're going to Surveil first, because I think we're trying to keep a land on top so we can play it with Valakut. All right, yield, or no response. Saw's Chocobo, I think, is not going to be good enough. Well, actually, I could play it. Actually, that's not bad. Huh. Wait a second. I think I keep that on top. And then I play it. So now next turn, I can go Aftermath Analyst, get a lot of triggers. Yeah, no attacks. Aftermath Analyst, get like a couple of triggers. Trigger the Valakut, trigger the Saw's Chocobo, and of course with the Ozolith out, the Saw's Chocobo will become 4 power, which is going to be pretty sizable. All right, Goblin Engineer can find something neat. The Osgear, I have to watch out for that because they can exile stuff to make 2 token copies of whatever they choose in their graveyard. So opponent can certainly do something cool here. But I don't know, it should be okay. Citizen's Crowbar. Oh, that can blow up artifacts or enchantments. I am not a fan of that. So the equipped creature has this, right? All right. Well, I have this turn to pop off, so I better go fast. Jugon. Don't like that, unfortunately. All right. So I guess we'll go and start with this. Okay, we'll return our lands, get a bunch of triggers. No response. All right, what do we get? I would like a land. Nice, there's a land. And, ooh, I still explore. Oh my god, that's crazy. Yeah, no response. No response. All right, that's pretty good. Go land, get another trigger. No response. No response. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll go Raging or Ice Explorer. We can play the Raging Ravine. Triggers again. We have an Overgrown Tomb, which we can play. We can also play a Restless Cottage. I guess we'll play Restless Cottage. Mill more cards. Oh, Field of the Dead in the graveyard next turn. All right, let's go ahead and attack for 10 here. I think. Well, actually, hold on. This can give stuff +2/+0. Do I just want to keep this back as a blocker? Because next turn they can like attack with a bunch of stuff. Yeah, you know what? I think we might just be big chillin'. I think we just hold back with the Saz Chocobo. They're going to deal a lot of damage, but if I can protect my Ice Tail Explorer and the well, actually, I don't even need to protect the Golos. They can definitely like kill it with a Citizen's Crowbar. I imagine they're going to do that. But if I can protect my Ice Tail Explorer, I can just go nuts with Field of the Dead. Yeah, so they killed Valakut Exploration. That is absolutely going to kill them. So that was totally right on their part to do that. Also, if I find Dryad of the Elysian Grove or that other 2-mana enchantment that allows all my lands to be the same type, I can just ping my opponent to death and they probably just lose. Okay. Whoa, Reckless Pyrosurfer. Okay, so let's start with Field of the Dead. Get a bunch of triggers. Swamp, that, no response. Okay. Now we'll go for a fetch. Sure. Okay, do this. No response. No response. No response. So now I kind of want to... let's see. We can play 3 cards this turn without paying mana cost. So sure, we can try that first. So green, red, white. Oh, we don't have blue. Shoot. Okay, that's not going to work. Thought we had blue. That was the last game that we did that. This is just humongous. So let's see. It says haste. I guess we can just need to be aggressive, right? Play Swamp. Get lots of 2/2s. There's the Prismatic Omen, so that's gone now, unfortunately. God, I can still play more lands. That's insane. I'm losing so much value here, but it's fine. Jugon, make a guy, and then we'll play out a Overgrown Tomb, I guess tapped. Get lots of triggers. Steel Doll. I have to be careful not to, deck myself. Okay, let's Ozolith onto, say, Golos. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll make this a creature. And then we'll go to combat. And then I think we just attack with all of these. Now we just have so much defense against what they're doing. Yield to all. This is going to put 2 counters on itself. And they just concede the game. They're not coming back from this. What an absolute blast to play this deck. And we got the trophy. Very nice. Let's take another look at this. This deck was beautiful. Really fun cube. Seems like there's a lot of cool things you could do with artifacts, enchantments, lands, graveyard. So we were all in on the landfall stuff. We got to absolutely pop off with cards like Valakut Exploration, Golos, Ob Nixilis the Fallen, which I absolutely misread. I thought it was like your opponent gets a choice. No, it's just all bad for them. So you play this and then you like play 2 lands and it just becomes a 9/9 that deals 6 to them. Crazy stuff. We had stuff in the early game like Terrabotanist to gain life. We had some ramp. Saz Chocobo, obviously insane, although we didn't have a way to give it trample. That would have been really funny. We did, in fact, get to do some scape shift kills with Valakut, which is what we dreamed up. Valakut was very good. And, of course, in combination with Dryad of the Elysian Grove or the Prismatic Omen, which we didn't see, but, it would have done the same thing. And Ice Till Explorer in that last game of Ice Till Explorer, just an absolutely insane magic card. Just really, really cool stuff. Aftermath Analyst, obviously, really big combo powerhouse in Modern and Pioneer and Standard. So no doubt it was going to do some work here. But yeah, what an absolute blast. This was a very fun cube. I'm going to try to do maybe a couple more runs of this, but we'll see. There's always a lot going on. But I'm very happy that they put up a cube that was not vintage or powered. Like, yes, that's all great. That's all fine and well and good, and I love that. But man, it's very refreshing to play something different for once. All right. Thank you guys for watching. See you for the next one. Bye.